Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another Moogle Treasure Trove event for 2023, the 10th anniversary hunt. This one a little bit more special than the other Moogle events that have happened so far, because Final Fantasy XIV is celebrating its 10th anniversary since the launch of A Realm Reborn. This Moogle Treasure Trove will begin on Sunday, the 27th of August, just in time for the Rising event as well, at 7 AM GMT or 1700 AEST. This Moogle event will last until the launch of patch 6.5, and there are some unique items within this. So let's go down. First of all, if you have never done one of these events before, essentially you challenge objectives. There's a set amount of objectives with the rewards listed on them on the duty finder. You collect your tomestones, you exchange them at the Moogles, and then vice versa, just repeat. This time around, things that give 14 tomes per run, that's quite a lot, 14 tomes per run, includes Eurosign, which is one of the new level 90 Alliance raids, the Tower Paradigm's Breach, which is obviously the last or one of the Neo raids, and that's a level 80 raid. We've got Dunscape, Orbon Monastery, and the Praetorium on there. All of those give him 14. Obviously, one of the quickest runs here is likely the Praetorium, especially how they've separated it recently, but who knows, you might want to go and have some variety. For 12 tomes, you can do the Puppet's Bunker, Aglaia, or the Ridorana Lighthouse. So again, we've got a good range of modern, middle, and old things that you can do. For 10 tomes, you can do the Royal City of Rabanasta. Rabanasta runs, if you don't know, the item level sync in there is a little bit broken, so it's incredibly quick. Weeping City of Mark, which is level 60, and the Copied Factory at level 80 there for 10. And then we have PvP included in this, so if you wanted to get your PvP mounts, this is a great opportunity to do so. Included in this is Hidden Gorge, obviously Fields of Glory Shatter, and Seal Rock, and Onsal Hakia Danshig Nadam. You get 6 for a loss, and I believe 10 for a win, which is pretty good actually. You get 8 tomes for doing any of these particular trials and fights. So we've got Containment Bay, Zit 9, which is obviously Zervan on Unreal. That's awesome that we get tomes for that. The Dead Ends dungeon at level 90 gives 8. The Itioscope, Kistis Hyperborea, Van Sparti Tower of Babel, the Tower of Zot, and Castrum Meriadnum. Very generous, in fact. 6 tomes can be acquired by completing the Void Ark, Labyrinth of the Ancients, Circus Tower of the World of Darkness, or the Porta Decumana, which is incredibly quick, by the way. And you can get 4 for doing Anabasios, the 12th Circle, the 11th Circle, the 10th Circle, and the 9th Circle. Further promotion to do your weekly clears of those. You get 3 tomes for doing Abyssos, the 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st circles. And that's pretty much it. So there's some really good options there. No Aurum Vale this time around. I think probably one of the easiest things to do is probably going to be Rabanasta, the PvP, because you're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you still need amounts and achievements and things like that. And probably Eurosign would be quite fun to do. Lots of challenge runs, but I'll probably end up in Praetorium like the majority of other people as well. So let's look at the item exchange then. Of course, you can go to any of the 3 starting city-states. They're the coordinates on screen there in Limsa, Laminsa, New Gridania, and Uldar, and you can exchange for items. As per usual on these videos, we're going to zoom out and then we're going to actually show the items in the game. So first of all, for 10 tomes, we get the 10th anniversary Framers Kit. This, as it's shown at the top of this page, is a unique styled Framers Kit, which is essentially, I mean, you can see it just here if we zoom all the way in. It has the 10th anniversary on it as one of the decals. It has a circle. It's unique, and obviously past this point you're not going to be able to get that far into the future, so it's one of those blink and you miss it sort of thing forever. Definitely pick that up if you can, if you're playing the game. One of the other things we can't show, again, which was shown earlier, is the Fat Cat Parasol. That's one of the top rewards for 100. So if you want to get that parasol, I certainly do, you're going to need to get 100 of those tomes. The Warrior of Light card is next for 100. A fairly interesting one, this. This is a legendary triple triad card. You don't want to miss that if you still need that in your collection. Then we've got hairstyles. Now, to make this less annoying, I've decided to include both of the hairstyles that are on this list. So first of all, we have the both ways, which costs 100, which will be on the left side, and then we have styled for hire, which costs 50, which will be on the right side character here. Both of these hairstyles fairly recently added in the last couple of years. Both look fantastic, and you're certainly going to save yourself some time and gil by getting them through the Moogle Tome event if you haven't already. The Samurai Barding for 100 then. This is a fairly cool looking barding. If you've not got the Samurai Barding, definitely a great way of getting that. A little bit expensive at 100 tomes though, but again, this might be one of the only things you need. Next, we've got some books of ballroom etiquette. Most of them are 50 each, apart from the Insufficient Petticoats, which is the /shiver emote, which is actually 80 tomes. And then we've got Excessive Petticoats for 50, Uncouth Congratulations for 50, Next Godliness, which is actually the Sweep Up emote, for 50, and the Pointed Misgivings for 50, which is Guard. As you can see on screen here, we've got some of these together, which look absolutely awesome. I personally think that some of the most important ones to pick up there are Insufficient and Excessive Petticoats, the Sweat and Shiver emote, previously only obtainable from Eureka from the Bunny Fates, so definitely get those if you can, otherwise they're quite expensive normally, which means that the market will likely crash on the market board. Next, we've got some mounts then. We've got the Fey Gweaber, the Big Shell, and the Tyrannosaur mount. All of these for 50 tomes each. The Fey Gweaber, obviously from Titania Extreme originally. We've got the Big Shell there for 50, and we've got the Tyrannosaur from Eureka and Nemos for 50 as well there on the right. All of those mounts pretty cool, and if you haven't got those, definitely get those. We've also got the Disembodied Head Resonator on the list for 50 as well, which is actually from Palace of the Dead. You can get those potsherds and exchange those for that particular mount, so you might want to do that instead. Palace of the Dead is quite fun, go try it out. Next, we've got 3 Orchestrion rolls that we're not going to play because I know for a fact that will get copyright claimed. Those are 50 tomes each. We've got Answers, To the Edge, and The Final Day. Really good songs there, especially if you like a bit of Susan Calloway. Awesome stuff. We've already looked at the hairstyle, as we showed before. Now we've got some minions. So we've got the Shoebill minion and Forgiven Hate. Now, the Shoebill minion and Forgiven Hate, obviously from Shadowbringers, those are 50 tomes each. Those are quite nice minions. I like the Shoebill because it's essentially seen in the background of many cutscenes. A lot of people were guessing as to what the Shoebill really was. It was a really interesting sort of like Easter egg in the background of cutscenes. And Forgiven Hate is a great representation of one of the minions and mobs from Mount Gulg, right? Now we have just randomly a Verdant Partition for 50, so we might as well include that here. The Verdant Partition, it's a partition of like a hedge. That's 50 if you want to grab that. Awesome stuff. Then, for 30 tomes each, you can get all 7 of the Kamui fiefs. Now, if you don't know what these are, essentially the dog mounts, which were specifically from Stormblood, all of those could be acquired from individual extreme fights in Stormblood. There were 7 in total, and they're 30 each for all 7 here. So they look amazing, by the way. And if you do manage to collect all 7 of these mounts, which all look individually very pretty, they're some of the best looking mounts in the game, you can get the secret quest basically for getting all of them, and you get this amazing nine-tailed fox, which honestly, I mean, it's one of the coolest mounts in the game. There's not many people that walk around on this. I don't know if people I don't frequent this one. Do people not like it? I personally think it's fantastic. Then we've got 3 more Orchestrion rolls that we definitely can't play for you, unfortunately, because they're Dancing Mad, and Dancing Mad gets flagged on every platform. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Previously, some of the most expensive Orchestrion rolls in the game to collect, 30 each. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Then we've got the sky blue parasol, as well as the toad head and toad suit. Remember that the head is separate from a suit here. So the head costs 30 tomes, the suit costs 30, and so does the parasol there. So a little bit more expensive. But of course, where the toad head originally is from a quite hard to arrange and to catch fate in the open world. So definitely get that this way. Next, we've got some housing items. We have for 20 tomes each, we have the rustic chocobo counter, which has like chocobo chicks on it, and it looks pretty good. It's dyeable. We have the wood slat partition, which is one of the partitions. We have the Pisa swing chair, which is actually quite a nice swing chair. We use this quite a bit. I do like swing chairs. We have the Lenotian grape pergola, which is this beautiful veranda type thing with grapes on it. Very nice. And a fruitful fountain for 20 as well. I do like my fountains. Not sure about this one personally, but there we go. Then we have the cloud acorn chandelier. So obviously chandeliers are built-in ceiling lights. But I don't know. I'm not sure about this one personally. You might love it. Then we got some triple triad cards. First of all, we have the Nath card, which is worth 10. And we've also got Yugiri Mistwalker, also for 10. Then we have the Suzaku card, which costs 7 tomes. And also Ultima the High Seraph, which also costs 7 tomes. Suzaku and Ultima then. Pretty cool cards if you haven't got them in your collection. Then we got some minions. So we've got the Pisa Patissier and the Pisa Threadpuller for 7 tomes. They did a whole range of Pisa related minions. They're always fantastic or creepy, depending on how you want to see them. And then also for 7 each, we have the Treasure Box minion, originally from Hunt Mark stuff. If I remember correctly, it was added into the Hunt vendor, and also the Fat Cat minion. So if you've always wanted a treasure box or a fat cat, those are also 7 each. Then we have the Garden's Gate, another orchestrion role, which we're not going to play for you for 7, because obviously copyright strikes and things like that. Then we have the Scarf of Wondrous Wit for 1 of the tomes, literally 1 tome. The Scarf of Wondrous Wit is a undyeable headscarf covering the face, and it's alright. It used to be one of the rewards from competitions a long time ago. We got some earrings, the Gubu and Dodo earring here for 1 each. These are ear rings, so they only have 1 ear covered, unfortunately. Then we have the Cactuar and Bomb earrings, again covering 1 ear, 1 tome each. And then we have the Coblin earring for 1 as well, which is a nice little cute Coblin. And finally, we have the Taoist Moogle, which was a minion added quite a while ago, actually, to one of the first Moogle itinerant events they did. That's for 1. And then, I guess, super finally, we can get some a stack of 10 Job Mastery prisms, which are fireworks, for 1 as well. Just bear in mind that there is actually some limitations on some of the items that you can read at the bottom here. So there are certain things locked behind the progression of quests. For example, the High Seraph card is available once you've completed, you know, that particular fight in that particular alliance raid. All in all, I think there is actually a really nice plethora of things here. Personally, my takes from this, definitely the 10-year anniversary framers kit for 10. The Fat Cat parasol is awesome. I want that. The hairstyles are fantastic if you haven't got them. The emotes are brilliant, and if you've always wanted to get the dog mounts, this is a great opportunity. Anyway, hopefully this video was helpful. Again, I like to do this every single time, even though it is time consuming. There are time stamps on the video. Hopefully that helped. Let me know what you're most excited for. Personally, the parasol wins it. Anyway, much love, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.